Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hello. Welcome to AstroEnergy with Astrologer Angel Shelley Overton. Hello and welcome to the September 5th edition 2017 of AstroEnergy Astrology. My name is Shelley Overton. I'm an astrologer in Orlando, Florida. I'm happy to be here with you today. I'm happy to look out and not see rain and wind, but I have a feeling it's coming. And so lots to talk about today. It is a little bit edgy. I'm not going to kid you. I live in Orlando and don't know what Irma's going to do yet. I've been looking at the planetary aspects for Orlando, and Orlando has Jupiter at 23 degrees 18 minutes in its natal chart, July 21st, 1875, and I did a noon chart for it, which puts 25 degrees of Libra on the rising sign, and so within 2 degrees just above the horizon is Jupiter. So Jupiter at 23:18, and today in the sky, Jupiter is at 23 and 47 minutes. So it's in its Jupiter return. So Jupiter is strongly affecting Orlando. We have a 26-degree Chiron, which is the wounded healer, and currently Uranus is at 27 degrees Aries. So Chiron's right there on the Aries. So I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. And we have, in the city, we have Uranus natally at 14 Leo, which is up there in the house of career and structure. But Venus is within 4 degrees, which actually could be a beneficial aspect in this chart. Sorry, I just had to clear my throat real quick there. Venus is desire, and in Leo, Leo can be generosity, and it can be strength and leadership. So we are able to express leadership in a situation, and I think that's really good to have right now. And it also means that there is a certain amount of risk-taking involved, and if I were betting, I would want Venus in Leo, honestly, for positivity. So that actually calmed me down a little bit saying that, because I haven't really, I know it's there, but I haven't really talked this through. And honestly, I have a lot of Virgo in my chart, and one of the planets is Mercury at 4 degrees Virgo, followed by Uranus at 10 degrees. So they're pretty close together, and currently that's where, the planets are transiting into Virgo right now. We've got Sun at 13 Virgo, Mars at 0 Virgo, which it just went in yesterday evening, and Mercury just went direct at 7, I think it was 23 this morning. Let me look right here in my ephemera sitting in my lap, at 7:29 this morning. That's a.m. Eastern time. So Mercury is now direct at pretty much the degree of the eclipse. So obviously heightened awareness of energy, heightened communication, and the ending of situations. I'm hoping it's a positive ending, but it is in fire sign. And it is, let's see, where's Uranus? Uranus is at 28 also right now, so it's in trine to Uranus. So Mercury and Uranus are wanting to express intense electrical energy, and because Uranus is retrograde, well, even if it weren't, it's unexpected, it's intense, and it definitely has me nervous and concerned for what's going on in North Korea right now. With Mercury going into Virgo coming up, I think that is Monday. I'm going to look here. Mercury goes into Virgo Saturday, which is the 9th. Then that means that it will shift from this fiery ego-based energy, very egoic. Leo is an ego sign. Aries is an ego sign. So we've got some really strong ego going on. And, of course, our country is not backing down from the ego energy. So we have two very ego driven countries. And honestly, allies that we would be talking to, like China and Japan, have historically had their own circumstantial ego. So we're going to see how it goes. And I'm on edge. And that's because it seems like there's an awful lot of energy going on. Personally, these energies are hitting my Pluto and my Uranus in Virgo. So not only that, we also have Neptune at 12 degrees Pisces, opposite the Sun today at 13 Virgo. And the full moon will be right there conjunct Neptune. And that is tomorrow at 13 degrees Pisces. So it will be 1 degree off of Neptune tomorrow, which is also a flooding aspect. Full moon in Pisces. We had the moon in Scorpio with Houston last weekend, and now it's going to be in Pisces. So there definitely will be flooding issues with this hurricane, and keeping a close eye on things. I honestly, it's interesting because as an astrologer, I see so much of the contrast, so much of the energy going on around me, and know what's going on with these world events in an astrological energy. And I really am getting tired of predicting disaster and catastrophe or things that are going to deeply affect the lives of many, many people. But, we have a lot of difficult aspects right now, and they are affecting standoffs. We've got Saturn at 21 Sagittarius. So it is the energy of polarizing entities. So we have this polarization going on in foreign affairs because it does rule foreign countries. It rules understanding foreign cultures, which also is probably playing into some of what went on in Houston as far as the aftermath and the cleanup with the government, that we have all this energy going on with DACA right now, which is people who were brought to America as children being challenged as to whether or not they can stay in the country. That's all Saturn right now. The positive side of that is that Saturn is in sextile to Jupiter, which also rules Sagittarius. And sextile, out of all the aspects, in my opinion, it would be the most cooperative and connected and positive aspect going on in the sky right now. Even though there are trines, I think if you listen consistently over time, you know that trines can bring difficulty and can bring clashes. In my opinion, they can bring clashes because it increases the power of that particular energy. And it also is a shifting, changing energy, especially if it has Mercury involved with right now. Mercury is in trine to Uranus. Mars just went in Virgo, so he answers to Mercury now. He was in Leo, which meant he answered to the Sun. And now he's in Virgo, so he answers to Mercury. And Mercury is at the last degrees of Leo, wrapping up the old stories, old energy around connectedness and codependence. Very much Leo is a codependent sign out of all the signs because they want to relate. They want to identify with the other. And so it is the culmination and wrapping up the end of the identification energy with some storyline in our lives. And so that's coming through really strongly right now. And it means that Mars, which is a very action-oriented energy, in Virgo, wanting to heal, wanting to be logical and think things through, and the ruler of logic is still in a fiery, passionate, more egoic-based energy. So Mars may be pragmatically expressing the fire that Mercury is feeling. So what does that mean in practical terms? It means that what is normally logical is now highly influenced by emotion and ego. And so when we try to reason things through, we have a very difficult time keeping our minds focused on reason and not bringing the passion or the ego or self-defense into it, which Leo wants to take action and wants to be in charge of things. And I definitely assign this energy to Kim Jong-un because he very much, in my opinion, is a little boy with his toys. And that is the energy coming across. And this energy we're feeling with the puffery, I would say, is really strongly associated with little boys who can't learn to play nicely together, in my opinion. And, you can assign all sorts of political machinations to this crap, but I'm just going to call it like it is. It's a bunch of children being in charge, and that's all it is. So Mercury definitely influences what's going on. Now, Virgo rules the military or military endeavors and a militia and militaristic intentions. So having Mars in Virgo absolutely aligns with increasing military energy in that part of the world. So I will say that Mercury moving into Virgo will mean there's more of practical communication and not so much like I've got big guns, you've got big guns, my big guns are going to beat your big guns. Mercury into Virgo is going to be more likely to cooperate or to look for a contract or a deal and use logic. It's more about the military at that point and the locale and who's got what, as opposed to the firepower. But Venus will still be in Leo. North Node is in Leo. And so there is a certain amount of ego coming up. Again, Mercury moves into Virgo on Monday. So that will be a significant date, probably on multiple fronts. Oh, I take it back, it's Saturday, on multiple fronts, because it moves it from fire energy, which for LA, the Los Angeles fires, it could help that. It means that instead of increasing the likelihood of fires, it's actually going to calm them down a bit because Mercury into an earth sign puts more of the focus on earth. I would say that more earthquakes are going to happen, more earth-based energy. Land and structures are going to be more the focus if anything goes on in, dramatic news. It will be more about materiality of things and not as much about the element creating it, unless you look at the element being Earth. So that means actually with Venus and Leo, it can still be volcanoes. And Mars in Virgo, again, it's earth energy, it's land. So we have Pluto at 16 Capricorn, which means it's in trine to the Sun in Virgo. Looking at the chart, it's really interesting layout. We've got trines on both sides and then oppositions down the middle. So it looks kind of like a giant M across the chart. But what that means is the focus is in the oppositions, but because the planet's in opposition, Mars and the Moon today, Mars and the Moon are in opposition because the Moon just went into Pisces, and the Sun and Neptune, those play an important role in what's going on. Now, the eclipse degree, which of course Mercury is at, saw the Sun and the Moon combined together. Now the Sun and the Moon are in opposition. So at that time, it was a very strong feminine energy standing in front of the masculine energy. It was Leo. Leo's ruled by the Sun. And the Moon came in and said, wait a minute, we're not paying attention to the feminine energy here. And so today, as the Moon is in Pisces, we have feminine energy in direct opposition to masculine, so to speak, in the Sun. So it is ego and assertiveness and moving forward and defending one's own. And the Moon is in Pisces, which is highly receptive, so much receptive that we will feel more exhausted. We will feel more emotional. Definitely the events in Houston have created a very deep emotional connection. But if you also look at what's going on in Houston, you'll see that floods in America, well, floods in astrology, are ruled by the water planets and the water signs and the water energy. And water is indicative of emotion. It's indicative of transition through slow change, and it's indicative of money and monetary systems as well. Because water, if you are ever studying feng shui, is the indicator of money in feng shui. So when you have excessive water, there is an excess of one type of energy, and that is an emotional energy. It's a receptive energy. And it can also indicate in more of a holistic sense, when you talk about energy affecting people or vice versa, we can affect what goes on in our world. We do affect it. As a Buddhist, there is a concept called Esho Funi, which is oneness of person and environment. So what we think about, we reflect in our environment. We cannot remove ourselves from the environment. Well, in a sense that wherever you are, you take yourself with you. So your environment reflects strongly the connection you have to energy. So that energy is indicative of deep emotion and things that are hidden. So if you connect water energy and water in flooding to Neptune, you see that there is a strong case for connecting to faith right now. And that's what's happened. All the water in Houston has pushed people very strongly into their spiritual side. And that's also water and Neptune and Pisces in a chart. So we have this really strong energy going on now. And interestingly, because Mercury and Venus are in fire, North Node is in fire, Mars just got out of fire yesterday, we saw fires in LA. So it was a rather interesting juxtaposition looking at the news between the West Coast, the South, and now the East Coast with fire and rain. I just posted Fire and Rain by James Taylor up on Facebook yesterday. I thought it was a very apropos song. And it's just been such an emotional week and weekend, and continues on through the week. We've got so much more coming. So let's look. I'm going to look back at my ephemeris here and kind of go through the dates and let you know what's going on. So today, Mercury goes direct this morning. Again, Mars went into Virgo last night. I take it back. 5:30 a.m. Went into Virgo 5:30 this morning. I posted something yesterday on Facebook about it, so my mind had it going in last night, but it's actually this morning at 5:30. Then Mercury goes direct at 7:29. Venus in conjunct Neptune at 5:33 p.m., which again is fire rain energy. It is drive and ego versus receptivity and spirituality. So if you think about life on Earth, through my eyes, ego is connected to the earth and defending what we have in the material world, and water is connected to spirit and higher understanding and esoterica, that which we cannot touch physically. So having these energies in conjunct means that they are at odds. They are not seeing the other's point of view. And so we're acting out intellectually, we're acting out in a rash, egoic way. That's the process that we have right now until Saturday, when Mercury gets more logical and much more crisp and detached. We also have the full moon, which just enhances the emotionalism of it all, and also brings us more energy around connecting to the collective and the pain of others. The pain that people are feeling right now with these disasters and tragedies is much more readily available if we are seeking it out. If we are in touch with our emotions, we're more likely to pick up on it. I mean, I personally this weekend was very emotional and very sensitive to everything, and, true to Pisces nature, wanted to kind of hold myself up. And not only Pisces, but Virgo as well. Virgo is very much a loner energy, And Pisces is the 12th house subconscious energy. So we want to go within. We want to be alone to process. And that's kind of a strong energy we're going to have for the month of September, is really learning how to live in ourselves, live in our moment, live in our truth, be centered and functional, and take in what there is to get from spirit while processing how to make that a helpful energy, give back. There is giving back. That's the Virgo. Mars in Virgo is the helper. And by the time Mars gets into Libra, which I'm looking it up for you right now here on my little ephemeris, my online ephemeris. Let's just scroll down to September and see what we get. Mars goes into Libra on the 23rd of October. So 23rd of October means that there's going to be more of a altruistic energy going on. And because Jupiter is also there, we're going to see a spirit of really can do for self, that people are going to want to do more on their own or show that they will help each other. And it really honestly is kind of being seen right now with how there was the Cajun Navy, they called it, the Cajun Navy, which is a group of, I believe, Louisianans who came down to Texas and was there with their boats trying to help people and rescue people. So more of that. And again, that's also the Virgo energy is very much like the people's militia, the people's voice. And as not only Mars moves into Libra, but Venus will get there in October as well. We will see a really strong energy going in. More of that, I can do it myself. I'm going to handle it. And Uranus in Aries is kind of punctuating that as well. So Uranus in Aries stays retrograde, I believe, pretty far through the year. Let me see when it goes direct. It goes, into next year. I think it's January. Let me look in January. The third day of January. So we've got till the end of the year with Uranus retrograde, and then it goes direct. So we will be continuing to see issues around police versus the people, and that's Jupiter opposite Uranus in Aries. It's kind of Uranus retrograde in Aries is almost like a renegade, so it wants to do its own thing and it's not really answering it to anyone. So we're seeing some of that. And interestingly, the nurse who was arrested for refusing to, and interestingly, another interesting thing, Aries rules blood, and she was arrested for refusing to let the police take blood from a patient who was not alert, not awake. And so we have Uranus at 28 Aries, which is in conjunct, or 150 degrees away from Virgo, late degrees Virgo, which rules nurses. So all these energies, it's really fascinating to me because I look at astrology and I see archetypes left and right and everywhere. But I had a couple notes, and I just want to touch on those before we take calls. And if you would like to call in, the number is 347-994-3365, and I would love to talk to you. But, so we've got, let's see, Virgo, Uranus, Pluto conjunct. The people who have Uranus and Pluto conjunct from the 60s, right now Mercury and Mars are going to be affecting you this month. So those are the people born in 62, 63 through 66. It was exact in 65, so people born in 65 will definitely feel this intense energy. But the energy of criticism is also out there right now, and the critical mind. So we are going from an era of ego and masculinity and authority into a more feminine era, receptive, healing era as the planets move in the late degrees, especially Uranus going into Taurus in May of next year. It's going to kick that off as well because Taurus is a feminine energy. So, yeah, there's just a lot of shifts and changes and end degrees and things getting kicked up. So I'm going to end that, and I'm going to take a quick break and take some calls right on the other side. So hopefully we can get to some people and their questions, which is one of the things I really like to do when I have the show. So we'll be right back in a few minutes. All right, we're going to come back. This is Shelley Overton. I'm an astrologer in Orlando, Florida, and you are listening to the AstroEnergy Show on Blog Talk Radio. It's good to have you here, and why don't we take some calls? 850, hi, how are you today?
Hi, are you speaking to me?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. I really have been blessed by your program. I caught you. This is the second time I've caught you. It explains why my well blew up and went out, and water and fire problems everywhere.
Yep.
But thank you so much for your insights. I am retired and have spent the last 20 years in recovery from a car accident, and I'm really doing awesome now. To supplement my income, I'm raising puppies and kittens, and this is kind of a personal question, but with all the turmoil that's going on now, I'm wondering if people are going to have time and money for pets, if maybe I should back down and go back into my spiritual and writing work.
Oh, okay. Well, if first give me your name, if you can.
My name is Christmas Carol. Dad named me that. And my birthday is March.
That's so awesome.
Isn't that fun? I love that name.
That is
and
awesome.
my birthday is March 8th, thank you. March 8th, 1952.
Okay,
If I remember
8th.
right, a Leo rising sign. 2:25 in the afternoon.
Thank you. 2:25.
Thank you for your work.
You're welcome. Tell me again where you were born. I didn't catch that.
3/8/52. 2:25 in the afternoon.
Where at?
In Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just real quick, I don't want to hold up your line. I'll let somebody else get on.
Actually, you got me on a good day. I don't have as many callers. I have a few, but I'm pretty sure I can get through the line today.
Well,
so no
one
worries.
of the reasons, it seems like a selfish question, but when you're raising pets, they get attached to you and you get overloaded.
Yes.
And I've got so many right now that if I need to downsize, it is kind of an important question
right.
for them.
No. It's absolutely important. And not only that, I was thinking about pets myself today because, I don't know if you're in Florida or not, but
yes.
yeah, so I'm thinking about the hurricane and I'm like going, okay, what about all these pets? And I thought about the ones in Houston. Like when you think even the wildlife, when you think of the wildlife that live in all those trees and all those bushes, and I'm just like, where did they go?
Right.
So,
yes.
yeah, it's definitely been on my mind. And honestly, Virgo rules small pets. So, yeah, Virgo's the energy of pets and small pets, and it can be also veterinarians because it's health, but it's also pets. So, yeah, definitely. I would say in the near future, it's a big thing, and it's probably getting even bigger as time goes on. So, we've got all the energy focusing and shifting. This year it's been a lot of fire energy with, the fire signs, so Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. But next year we're coming into Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn still because of Pluto. So,
good.
Yeah, and Saturn's moving into Capricorn as well. I just got chills when I told you that too. So, Capricorn's moving in. Yeah. I mean, sorry. Saturn is moving into Capricorn. I can't get a hold of my tongue there. Anyway, yeah. So we've got this strong earthbound energy. It's much more practical, pragmatic, and I think feminine. It's going to be a time of moving into femininity, and interestingly, I do temper talking about that a little bit. I'm very aware of trying not to offend, but I think probably this coming year that's going to change a little bit because Jupiter's also going into Scorpio, and that means Scorpio is a feminine energy as well, believe it or not, but it's going to be kind of speaking your mind and being more assertive about your truth. So definitely we've got that going on, but you in particular, you have Virgo in your house of, it's the second house which rules practical things. It rules money and possessions, but it's also love. And you really do express your love through pets. And I'm guessing you're probably not going to stop receiving pets because Mars is 2 degrees away from going into your house of money and possessions and then the Virgo energy, which will bring you more pets.
That answers that. Well, I've always done rescue work if I'm not selling a pet to make some money.
Aw, you're so wonderful. That's great.
They're always there. That's true.
That's so cool. I have another friend on Facebook, and you may have heard of her. Her name's Allie Thies. She had her own show, and she does a lot of spiritual work, but she's also an animal rescue person. And she's the same thing as you. Cats come to her like crazy. She's posting today that she's got a cat named Tony who's not doing so well, and she doesn't know why. And like I go through her drama all the time because she's always posting on Facebook, and I try and encourage her. And she's really very much into all the animals, and she actually was able to manifest a farm. So she's got a lot of space, but she still doesn't have any more money. So definitely, you might want to think about getting a GoFundMe page or, Patreon.
Well, I'll pray. Yeah, I'll pray for her to get some money in.
Yeah.
God's been very great, just gracious to me that way.
Oh, wonderful!
As long as I keep my hands off the wheel, He's got me 10 acres here and all the money that I need and the food and on and on.
Oh my gosh, good for you! Wow.
I'm not rolling in it, but
key.
if I need it, He brings it.
That's the key is just letting go and allowing, and it's so difficult For us, I
so
mean, it's really
hard.
it's going to continue to be part of our life lesson with all the earth energy, because that is very practical and like, well, if I can't see it, it doesn't exist kind of energy. That's why Neptune is really trying to keep us in spirit and connected to spirit through this whole time. And honestly, the more I do astrology and understand the amazingness of the cycles of the planets, the more I see they really do finesse situations, and things time out the way they're supposed to. Even what's going on now is, in my opinion, grand designed to get us to be aware and awaken and understand things in a different way. And, it doesn't really always sit well with us that we have to go through the difficulty. But,
right.
That whole idea that you're not given more than you can handle, I understand that. But we have to look for how it's going to change us in a positive way to make that really true. I think sometimes we have to really look and say, well, what is this doing for me, and how can I change to make this something that is a positive energy in my life? And
which is what all the great people who have ever achieved anything in their lives practice.
Yeah, they turn bad into good. So
they all tell you that. Yeah.
Transmute the energy. So,
well, you answered my question. I'm thrilled.
Oh, I'm so happy I could do that for you too.
Yeah. What a blessing you are.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you very much. It's really great that I can touch people's lives, and it's nice to hear that, though. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for the call. Bye.
Thanks, love. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, I think she was a caller for my daughter who is giddy and gaga over Christmas. That was wonderful. I love that. Anyway, hi. This is 818. How are you?
Hi, Shelley. It's Diane. I'm great. Just hearing that lady's name was a cool thing. So
isn't that cool?
Her life was pretty blessed. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And
I love that.
Right? It was fun. So, I love talking to you, and I'm curious if you see my living situation changing. That maybe someone will move in with me, or maybe I'll move in with them. Or
definitely, you got something coming in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You've got Jupiter exactly on your Saturn in the house of home and family right there alone, and Jupiter's on your Neptune. Everything's on. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. So Jupiter's at 2251 Libra, your Neptune's at 2202 Libra, and your Saturn's at 2244 Libra. So they're all at 22, like right on. So yeah, absolutely, I see someone coming in. Yeah, I'm just looking around your chart some more. Yeah, I mean,
I'm excited.
You know what kind of situation you want?
Oh, that's so funny. I assumed I do.
Oh, you broke up there for a second. There you are.
I hope I do. That's a really good question. I have to really think of the logistics of it. If it was to happen, I would want to know, financially what the situation would be and blah, blah, blah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I really am in love with my guy so much, and we spend so much time together that we're talking about it. So I'm wondering if we'll really actually do it.
Well, Venus goes into Libra on the 15th of October, so that'll actually be triggering your house of home and family. It gets to that house on the 26th of October, so I don't know how far out in the future you're looking to have someone come in, but if you want a woman, that would be a good time. If you want a man, the 23rd of October, Mars goes into Libra, so right there in that timeline.
The guy I'm dating, it would be the man I've been with for a long time. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Romantically.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, has he proposed? Has he proposed?
No.
Is he going to propose?
No. I don't know. Do you see that?
I don't know.
Do you see another marriage for me?
Jupiter on your Saturn and your Neptune, if that's what you want, having Jupiter move into Scorpio is the commitment. And I would say right now Jupiter on Neptune Saturn is creating what you want. So if you know what you want really clearly, I think by the time Jupiter gets into Well, it's so interesting because I said Venus gets into Libra on the 15th of October and Mars on the 23rd, but Jupiter goes into Scorpio on the 11th. So October is kind of the month for marriage partnership situations. So I think there's a strong possibility that that could be something. And Saturn goes into Capricorn in December, and it will be just exiting your house of romance. And then Saturn tends to restrict, but when it leaves, it creates the structure of the house it was just in. And since it's a romantic house, it can definitely create opportunities between now and the end of the year for a proposal. So,
wow. You know what?
Me.
Love never dies. I'm loving that.
You're so sweet.
Really
Look at you.
Do.
I
just
that's such a great energy.
I love that feeling. Well, thank you. That's so cool.
You're welcome.
Really.
Yeah.
I love talking to you, Doll. You taught me so much today again. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, wonderful. It's good talking to you too, as always.
Thanks, Shell. Talk to you.
Care.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, let's take 407. Hi, 407. How are you?
Hey, it's Laura from Orlando.
Hi, Laura from Orlando. Have mercy. Are you scared?
It's funny because I missed the first half of the show because I was out Irma shopping, but actually I got
are
water.
you? Yes.
Yeah, luckily I got like 224 packs of water on Friday night because there's nothing in the stores now.
Oh, don't say that, because I go grocery shopping every Tuesday, and I was going to go out today right after the show. I have my show, and then I go grocery shopping at Target. And it's like, and they never have water because the college students came back. So I'm like, don't say that. But
I was
anyway,
just at Target.
Were you?
But I mean, there's a lot of places you can look, like a lot of times, a lot of people don't look at like Walgreens or just those little places that are the gas stations and all that. There'll be some stuff.
Yeah, and I've got a few, like even the Aldi. I might go there too. So, yeah. Well, give me your birth information, birth date, place, and time, and I'll give you some discussion on your chart here.
Actually, I was going to ask about just Orlando in general, because I know.
Okay. Well, I've got that chart. The early part of the show, I was talking about Orlando's chart. So.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, because I looked it up because I want to know what's going on. So I did. Yeah, it's right here. My birthday is coming up on Sunday, and I was like, is there going to be a hurricane on my birthday? So I did a solar return chart for myself, and then I joined that up with Orlando. And so September 10th and Orlando, we've got the Jupiter conjunction, because they're both at 23, the natal Jupiter, and it's literally at the last 2 degrees of the 12th house, which is endings and transitions. So, that kind of concerns me. Again, it's in the Pisces house, which is water. And then we've got Uranus is right on our Chiron, which is the wounded healer in Aries, and it's directly opposite Jupiter. So we've got this opposition between Uranus, which is storms, and Jupiter, which is transitions at last degrees of an energy before it. If you can think of the last degrees of the 12th house as basically where you are in labor, like the process of labor before a baby's born, because the time a baby is born is the rising sign. And that's the degree on the horizon when you're born. So when there are planets in that degree, it means it's the end of one way of life and the beginning of another. So it definitely bodes for some major shifts and changes around Orlando. I'm really hoping it's not the hurricane, but I honestly, if I look at it, I think we can make it through, but I think that there's definitely some profound things that are associated with it. And Saturn is on the Mars. So, yeah, what else did you want to know?
Well, let me see. Well, I'll listen back to that. If you want to go in the mine, my birthday is 4/24/81.
Okay.
And
yeah, where were you born?
Oh, sorry, Hartford, Connecticut, 8:42 a.m.
Okay, great, thank you. Go ahead, you can keep talking while I get
so
this.
I'm unemployed right now, and I was wanting to see if there's any way I could either work from home or do sort of a semi-home business. And I had an idea to either work on an app with a friend or if I should just kind of do freelance. I was thinking of doing a freelance website / YouTube channel kind of based on my own art because I do a lot of that stuff too. And I'm
we have a lot in common.
I'm trying to decide which way I should put my energy towards right now.
Okay.
As soon as we get past
definitely.
This storm, I pick myself in
I know,
gear.
right? It's same. I'm in the same boat. I'm like, okay, let's get some business going. But Mercury has been retrograde, and Mars has been at the end degrees and of Leo, which rules graphic design and rules art, and it's a lot. And then now the hurricane. So it's like, okay. First off, I'm going to address the hurricane. Definitely, I believe until Mercury gets into Virgo, which is Saturday, nothing's happening then. And then probably the hurricane event, whatever happens, is going to happen early next week. So you're really not doing anything till after that, chances are. You can do a few things probably, but it's going to be a little bit sidetracked from all of that energy. You have a 7-degree Cancer rising sign, and that puts all of your Aries and Taurus energy in the 11th house, which is very much the entrepreneurial house. And you have Saturn, which is your career and life purpose indicator, in the house of home and family. So definitely you want and need to work out of the home. What you need to do is have a partner that can help you do that. So do you have family or a husband or partner of some sort that can help you?
Yeah. Well, my husband,
No?
he's a general manager, and he's one of those that part of why I want to be home is because he is at work so much. And as far as family members, no. I mean, this app I was thinking of working on is kind of a co-collaboration. It's an idea that me and a friend had.
Oh, lovely. Well,
yeah,
definitely an app
I know I
is...
can design it. I just don't know if I have the technical skills to, I haven't created an app before. I've done websites and stuff, but I'm a little...
No, I totally get that. I'm same boat. So definitely Uranus, the planet that rules technology, is in your house in the actual part of the sky that it rules. Right now, the 11th house is its own house, and it's in Aries, which is retail sales or retail ideas around technology. So absolutely you're already getting, and it's also invention. So that's coming in right there. And you've got, it's 1 degree off of your natal Mars, which is taking action within that realm. And then as soon as it goes into Taurus next year, you're going to get a taste of what it can do. And it's Uranus will be right on your Mercury, which is thought, which is a lower vibration of the same energy. So it's like, mini Uranus. So absolutely the planet is aligning, Uranus is aligning to do exactly that for you. On top of the fact that the planets in that house, the sign, that you have in that house, Aries and Taurus. Aries rules sales and giving people an idea. Self-promotion is the word I'm thinking of, self-promotion. And Taurus is retail and money from selling things. So up there in the technology house, absolutely. You've got that going on. The other thing is Jupiter it just moved out of the home and family, and it now is directly on your natal Pluto, which is major life change around a partnership situation, and it's in the house of friendship. So absolutely, if you have a friend, that is a good thing for what is coming in, and you're already picking up on the energy. Late October, mid to late October, is when the Libra energy is, and Mars in Libra is really going to trigger you. And I'm going to even tell you when Jupiter goes into Scorpio, that's the commitment. And then not long after that, in about a year, it goes into your house of work, which will just add to what comes from it. So let me just look real quick where Mars and Venus are in Scorpio. So Venus goes into Scorpio in November 8th. And Mars goes into Scorpio on the 10th of December. So Mars joining your natal Jupiter, transiting Jupiter, is going to happen in January of next year, which is really, January is a big month for making things happen and things moving forward. Very seriously. Mars joins with Jupiter like the last day of December. So Yeah.
Okay.
And Saturn is at 1 degree Capricorn on that day, which is the very beginning days of something concrete, because that's what Capricorn is. It concretizes things. It makes it real and tangible. So January 1st, if you're thinking of, making something really have a lot of power behind it with commitment in this relationship, and also the structure and moving things forward, that's when to do it. And, oh man, your chart is amazing. Saturn goes into Capricorn, it immediately hits your moon at 1 degree Capricorn in your house of work. So, and not only that, right now, Saturn, which is the structure, is on your Neptune, which is your dream, in the house of work. So you're absolutely in the right place. What I would say is you've got a foreign energy coming in, which means there may be a market in foreign countries, or you're going to do some business that brings in someone of a foreign culture, but there's definitely strong, or you may have to travel to get stuff done. I don't know if your partner's in the same city, but there's a lot of stuff with travel.
My partner's in Central Florida, but probably a half hour away.
Okay, that's not bad.
Okay.
So, real quick, what part of Orlando are you in?
I actually just moved, and I'm actually in Ocoee now. So.
Oh, are you? Yeah, you're the diagonal opposite place from me. I'm in southeast.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm closer, like going out towards Cocoa Beach. I'm on East Orlando, near Titusville. Well, I'm closer to Bithlo. I don't know if you know where Bithlo is, but
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm way opposite for you. Yeah, I'm closer. Am I what?
Are you do you know about your if the land you're on is higher or lower?
Oh,
I don't know if you know.
Like, are you high? No, I'm not high right now. Yeah, actually, I'm in pretty good position. I live in a house that's about 3 feet off the ground. They raised it up when they built it. So you have to go up a porch, up a few stairs to get to the front door. So it's raised up. I mean, it would have to flood 4 feet before. And, we have all the sandy earth, so it does absorb fairly quickly. So I don't, honestly, I don't think our land in the middle of the state is really as vulnerable as the coasts, and definitely not the same geographic dynamic as Houston, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have a little bit of standing water when it's been raining, but it really hasn't gotten close to the door, so I'm very fortunate for that. But yeah, I won't be in this house, though. I can tell you, I'm not. I mean, it's an older house, and it's it's built in the 60s, so this is not a house I would be in a Category 4 hurricane. I'll be over at my parents' house. Celebrating my birthday. What was that?
The year after Hurricane Andrew came through was when they changed all of Florida's laws about how houses are built. So after that year, they're all built much stronger to retain stronger winds. So
that's not the house I meant.
But the ones
but that's good to know.
Were built up like that, on stilts. Because last time in 2005 or 7, when all those hurricanes came through, I was renting a house in Sanford that was built in the 50s, but it was yours. It was built up, and so I didn't get the flooding in my house. My shed was gone, but the house wasn't. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you got your shopping done, and hopefully I will too. And we might have extra time before the hurricane hits, according to the maps. So I'm hoping that I can find the water, because I definitely want. And I wanted to get some gasoline too, in case there is a need to leave. Because gas stations may not have gas, and I can fill my tank, but I want to have extra. But I don't even know if I can get that. So.
The gas stations aren't on a main road. If you go to a gas station on 50, it's going to be filled. You have to kind of go out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the closest.
Right.
Well, I have one that's off, but there's only one. I mean, it's amazing where I live. They don't have as many gas stations. I can go from my house to my daughter's dad's house and not even see a gas station, which is crazy. But we'll get it done.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We've been through hurricanes before, so we'll survive. Anyway, it's good talking to you. Thanks for the call. Definitely call back again.
You too. Good
luck.
Take
care.
Bye.
Be safe. All right. Thanks. Bye. Okay, let's take our last caller, 650. Hi, 650. How are you?
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
Hey, this is Mooney. How are you?
Good. How are you? Nice to talk to
I'm
you.
good, thank you. Yeah, you talked to me about 2 years ago. You were so on point.
Oh, was
you
I? Oh,
did.
awesome.
Oh, my God. I was moving, and you gave me some good timing, and you said, you wouldn't want to move out, earlier than expected. Oh, my goodness. And you said there was going to be a surprise. Well, yeah, she was bipolar, and I definitely...
Oh, my gosh.
It was a big surprise. I had no idea. Yeah, you were
Wow.
on point. Thank you so
much.
much.
Oh, my gosh. Good deal. Well, give me your birthday, give me where you were born, and give me the time, and then we'll look at your chart here.
12/16/57.
Okay.
And I was. Do you need the time? Yeah, 10:08 in the morning.
Okay.
In El Salvador, San Salvador.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know if I'll get that one right. Let's see if I can get it on the atlas. I did. I got it right. What do you know? You said 10:08 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay, let me just get this. There we go. Okay, so what can I do for you?
Well, I'm thinking of making a move, switching my real estate office. I'm working under a broker right now, and it's really not working out that well. I've been there for 4 years.
Okay.
I mean, I've been doing this since '96, and he and I have been friends for over 20 years, but he's changed. So I'm thinking of making a move to a new office, and I'm wondering if this is the appropriate time to do it, with the eclipse energy and all of that. Yeah.
Actually, because Mercury is going to be moving into Virgo, and that will shift some energy for you, and it also hits your Pluto. So that is major change, and your Pluto in Virgo is in the house of partnerships, so that is changing the situation around a partnership, and it's also changing the workplace energy. And Jupiter is at the last degrees of your commitment house, so that's the 8th house, and you're in a Jupiter return. You also have Jupiter within 4 degrees of your natal Jupiter. And so that means there's a great expansion that's really shifting around partnerships. Yes. So when Jupiter gets into Scorpio, it moves into your house of out of the house of commitment, into the house of travel, but it goes into the sign of commitment, which is Scorpio. So, Jupiter hits your natal Neptune as well. So it seems like a lot of people are going through a Jupiter on Neptune transit right now, and that means that there will be a commitment to something that may be far away. It's either far away or expansive or educational or spiritual, that you're coming into a shift around your passion, around commitment to yourself and to your dream. And I'm guessing you obviously, I would say, live far away from where you were born. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
well, there's definitely something that's going to shift again. When Jupiter goes into the 9th house, it goes into its own energy. The energy of the 9th house is Jupiterian. It's Sagittarius. And so when it goes into that, and you'll have this for 2 years, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, but it's going into Scorpio in your Sagittarius house, and then it goes into Sagittarius, which is your career house. So you'll have this really strong influence of travel for the next couple of years. But you've also had it for the last year and a half as Saturn's been in Sagittarius. But you have that, you're in a Saturn return as well. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's
it
just
sounds
a lot
deep.
a lot going on around travel, around shifts and changes, that you need your freedom in work and your career. You are moving into a time of commitment to that need for freedom. And you're really coming into a year of, I've done so much for other people. I keep getting the blog talk lady in my ear telling me how much time I have left. She's very loud.
Oh, sorry.
So, but no, it's all good. So, the next year is very much about growth, about potential for travel, and committing to your own sense of freedom, committing to your freedom to be passionate about your dream, make your dream happen. It's a fact-finding mission. Jupiter in Scorpio wants to research, wants to get to the heart of the matter, so you're going to be doing that. In a year, when Jupiter hits your midheaven, you're going to probably move. Jupiter is going to hit Scorpio. at late, your Mars in Scorpio at late degrees. And let me see when that it's going to be. Probably August. I'm going to just look up August of next year and see. Jupiter at what was it? Yeah, Mars at 25. You have Mars at 25 degrees. So Jupiter will get there actually in mid-October of next year. You're going to have Jupiter at your midheaven, which is a huge shining light on your career and getting attention for what you do, and tremendously fortunate.
Ooh.
But it will also be life-changing because Jupiter on your Mars will mean the end of an old way of looking at things and the end of an old commitment and passion, and moving into a different type of energy, a much lighter, happier, because I think the next year there will be a certain amount of it that it digs so deep, because Scorpio is a very deep emotional sign. You're going to be going deep into, I want to say there's a certain amount of therapy energy going on with this, and because it's, let me just tell you this, Scorpio, Jupiter, the planet Jupiter is very polarizing. So Sagittarius can be the bipolar energy, and Jupiter going into that house that it rules in Scorpio, which can be polarizing in a black and white sense. What it does is it determines value of things based on a black and white interpretation. And so it polarizes through contrast between good and bad. I want this, I don't want that. So it's very black and white. When Jupiter goes in, the energy of Scorpio generally is very merging, ironically. It's kind of a dichotomy. It wants to merge with the subject of its interest, and it likes to it's on a fact-finding mission to get the truth and to understand the mystery. So when Scorpio is triggered or very strong in your chart, you have these views that are very black and white of things. So it starts with the energy of Libra. You have Moon and Jupiter in Libra.
That doesn't sound good.
And, well, it's going to be a process. The next year is a process for you, okay? But what it is Moon, Jupiter, and late degrees of Libra for you right now is like, okay, I can't be in this, like I said earlier in the show, I don't know if you heard it, codependent situation where I'm always giving and maybe I don't get my needs met. Jupiter and Libra woke us up to getting our needs met and saying, I keep giving and giving and giving, I get nothing back. I need to get something because I'm not making my goals this way. So Jupiter starts to learn about the Libra process of what is the dynamic between you and me. Then Jupiter goes into Scorpio and starts to want to merge with the darker, deeper emotional energy of another person. So it's the commitment sign. It's showing us our value to other people. Okay? So we got the inkling when Jupiter is in Libra, and then when it goes into Scorpio, it's like, you're not giving me the actual physical value because, we've got the ruler of Scorpio in Capricorn, which is very much about the tangible. What am I worth in my career? What am I worth monetarily? Are you treating me with the value that I really need? That's what Jupiter in Scorpio is going to trigger. And then going on your Neptune, it is good because your passion is there. Your Neptune in Scorpio is like you're very passionate. You can be passionate about politics. You can be passionate about spiritual growth or education or music.
Well, I'm finishing my master's degree.
Travel.
I'm in the process. I'm in the process of getting into my thesis, and I'll be defending my thesis next semester. So it is a big passion of mine, but I don't know, in terms of work, would I be able to, get a job in education? I would love it.
Is that your field,
with
education?
Well, no, this is what I've been working towards. I've been doing real estate since '96.
Okay.
But I
and
love
real estate's
teaching.
a good place for you, honestly. But education and real estate both.
It's not making much money for me right now, real estate.
Yeah,
I'm looking for stability.
Interestingly, I would say very few people have a chart where you might make money in real estate in the next year. Yours is one of them because the house of money from career, the 11th house, is Capricorn for you. Saturn is going into that house. So Saturn is a double-edged sword. It can mean restriction of money from career, but because it's Capricorn that it's going into, it's also the structure. I'm just telling you now, probably you're getting the right message that it's not working for you, because I do think that at the end of this year we're going to see a downfall in the housing market again, because Saturn will get to the same degree Pluto was at in 2007, 2008 when the market
Oh, wow.
crashed.
That was
the housing
bad.
market.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and Saturn wants people to take ownership and responsibility. So whatever people didn't own at that time, they will be put in a position that they have to own it now. And that means it's the karmic taskmaster. You're going to have to rearrange your life to be able to make the structure change and shift the way you want it. And it's a 2.5-year process. But that being said, Jupiter on your Neptune is very expanding, and it will put you in a position to understand the spiritual freedom you need to make your dreams happen. What it's wanting you to do is educate, is put that education into action and understand things on a broader level. Neptune wants to merge with things, and so instead of looking at which Saturn's going to make you want to categorize things and organize things, Jupiter wants you, because it's on Neptune the beginning of next year, at the end of this year, it wants you to understand the freedom in immersion, if that makes any sense. So if you immerse yourself in what you want to do, that's where you will go, and you will be able to create the structures through the immersion in it.
So do you see me getting a job in education then? Because once I complete the master's, theoretically I would be able to teach at the community college. Foreign languages.
That's awesome. Let me look at where Mars is going. Mars gets to Scorpio, and it needs to get to Sagittarius, which is early next year. Definitely, I think early next year is going to be the hit when everything starts to fall into place for you. Mars goes into Sagittarius, which exactly hits your midheaven on the 27th of January. I'd write that date down, 27th of January. And then you also see how far.
That's when I'll be defending my thesis.
Okay. Well, that's a key thing because, and you'll do fine. Jupiter is expansion and fortune. It's the planet of fortune. So you'll do great. I mean, you're going to be spot on because your Mars is there. I mean, you're going to be so, like, when you defend your thesis, they're going to be like, that woman is that energy. Like, it merges. It is. You will be a reflection of everything that you are giving a thesis on. So have no fear about that. I got chills with that. You're absolutely in alignment with what you need to do then. And cool. And then Saturn will be in the house of money from career, but it's very tangible structures. And so it's being in charge of your life and your career and really making all the things that you've been working on happen, because when Saturn gets out of Sag, it actually gives you the fortune of where it was at, which it gives you the career. You'll have it. You'll have it, and it'll really come to full fruition a year from now in October, because that's when Jupiter hits your midheaven and goes into your career. So it's going to really, like, springboard then. You'll probably get things going that way, but it's going to really be like, boom. Yeah, and I got chills about that. So,
I love it when you get chills.
I know. Exactly. Yeah, and then Uranus goes into Taurus next May as well, and that'll be in your house. It's been really for like 8 to 10 years in your house of money, and it kind of has probably made you feel a little detached from your money, but it'll be going to Taurus, which it rules money. So there's going to be some online teaching opportunities for you as well, I think, if you look for them.
Cool.
Yeah, and Uranus is in your house of, the Virgo house, which is education, teaching. I always look to Virgo for teaching. So Uranus is in, Uranus houses in that house, but it's in the sign of Leo, which is children. So you could also do some teaching around children. And Saturn and Sag loves to teach, loves the children energy. So I wouldn't be surprised if you bring children or youth into what you're going to do. And it's on its way. Next year is going to be big.
Yay.
Don't worry.
Next year.
Okay?
It's about getting through this year, actually, then. Thank you so much.
It is. I mean,
oh my goodness.
This year has... between now and the end of the year, there's so many things that are shifting in tangible ways that, honestly, I just want to say, and spoken from someone in Orlando, you just have to ride out the storm, okay? So.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I have a small inheritance coming from an uncle in where I was born, and it's not a big deal. It's a small little thing, but my family's acting like ferocious beasts. It's incredible.
Wow.
It's been such a shock to me. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, they're not.
Uh-huh.
They're not acting like family. Put it that way. So it's in
Well, you're in
terms
a
of
Jupiter return,
you know.
so it'll come to you. I mean, it's coming. Just looking here,
Mhm.
trying to see the date. So your Jupiter is only 4 degrees away from hitting dead on. It's now direct. It won't go back for 14 more years. It'll be right on that Jupiter in your natal chart. And where the heck is it? Come on, Jupiter. I'm looking for you. It's at 26 degrees Libra. Oh, I went way too far. Sorry, I'm in the wrong chart. I was in Scorpio, Jupiter and Scorpio. So I need Jupiter and Libra at 26 degrees, 23 minutes. So let me see, 26, 23. So between the 23rd and 24th of September is when that should come in. I mean,
really?
that's the peak manifestation time, but it can also manifest when Jupiter gets out of that house, which will be 27, 19. It'll be October 1st, or even
wow,
Halloween.
that's really fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So the last week of
But
September is really peak to get this inheritance.
well,
Yeah.
you know what's happening though, when you were saying about the value, how much you give, how much you get in return, I'm realizing that I've been so supportive of my family members over there, and now when it's my turn to get something, it's like they're turning on me.
Yep.
What is that about?
It's
I mean,
an
I can't
awareness.
drop my
It's a process
family.
of being. No, you can't drop them, but you can be more aware that this is a time of change for you. And Jupiter at the last degrees of the 8th house is really also part family, because I assign the 7th house to the opposite parent in gender, and the 8th house to the same parent in gender. So definitely 7th and 8th for me are mom and dad. And yeah, exactly. And so Jupiter is right there, and and your Jupiter is the exact same degree as your moon. So Jupiter today is 4 degrees off your moon Jupiter conjunction at the last degrees of your house of mom. Okay? So it's expansion around awareness. Jupiter sees the truth for what it is. It's in Libra. It wants to give to others, but now Jupiter is self-interest. You need to be self-interested right now. And in Libra, it always gives it away, but Jupiter in Libra means now it's time to look at your interests, okay? And it'll go on Neptune, things will work out. But, yeah, lots and lots of stuff. But I could go on and on, but I've got to end the show. So I really thank you for the phone call.
You've been so awesome. Maybe.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Say that again.
I said, thank you so much. You've been really helpful. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can. I'm sorry. I'm here.
Okay.
Anyway.
Thank you,
Shelley,
very much.
You're welcome.
I'll be calling you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, take care. Bye-bye. And that's the show for the week. Take care. Hunker down. They like to say that. Hunker down and stay safe. Full moon, going to be emotional. Not kidding. You know what? Ground, because all that Virgo's going to help you do that. So hug a tree and hug a cat and hug your kids. All right, take care till next week. Bye. Thanks for stopping by AstroEnergy this week. If you would like to get a hold of Shelley Overton, you can get her at astrologerangel.com, on Facebook at AstroEnergy or Astrologer Angel. The music was provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com with additional music by Ironwood Rain. Check them out on the net at ironwoodrain.com. To subscribe, please click the picture of Shelley on the right or the red button below.